Copyright Fair Use Notice. All media used in this video is used for the purpose of entertainment and education under the terms of fair use. All footage, audio, and images belong to their respective owners. Disclaimer notice. Please understand that I do not own any rights to any of the pictures and videos minus this channel's own recordings, music, and logos that are used in this video. Thank you for your understanding. Now please enjoy the video.
I remember a teacher that I had. Now, I went through the 7th grade. I went to the 7th grade. I left home when I was 10 years old because I was hungry. And I used to, this is true. I work in the summer and I go to school in the winter. But I had this one teacher. He was the principal of the Harrison School in Vincennes, Indiana. To me, this was the greatest teacher, a real sage of my time, anyhow. He had such wisdom. And we were all reciting the Pledge of Allegiance one day. And he walked over, this little old teacher, Mr. Laswell was his name. Mr. Laswell, and he says, I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. If I may I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word? I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge, dedicate all of my worldly goods to give without self-pity, allegiance, my love and my devotion to the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect. because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. United. That means that we have all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose. All divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose. And that's love for country. And to the Republic. Republic. A state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people. And it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands. One nation, meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or qualities of dealing fairly with others. For all. For all. Which means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. And now, boys and girls, let me hear you recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I, Jacob William Wright, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey all orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Hey guys, it's Jacob here on the Gun Right 92 channel, and as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be about the Second Amendment here in the United States, which is right now a very heated topic across the entire nation. And it's a very heated topic for me. As I told y'all in the introduction video, I am a pro-Bill of Rights person ever since I could remember. And Second Amendment's kind of one of those that I kind of really like. And I'm going to be very, very blunt and honest. There will be no political correctness here. This channel will not be politically correct at all. Political correctness does not exist here because it's nothing more than just sugarcoating stuff. So, let's get on into it. Now, let me start off by saying this. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. The reason why I say this is because guns are not sentient. And what sentient means, for those of you who don't know what it means, is responsive or conscientious of sense of impression, aka sentient beings, also known as us, humans, or aware of their surrounding, which means guns can't fire themselves, like shown in this video here.
This is a semi-automatic handgun, not an evil entity that sits around thinking of ways to kill your children. It's made of plastic and metal, much like many of the objects you come in contact with on a daily basis. It has no brain or consciousness, therefore it cannot speak for itself or act for itself. These are handgun cartridges, not bullets. This is a magazine, not a clip. The cartridges have no brain either, therefore they cannot load themselves into a magazine. And again, the magazine has no brain or consciousness, therefore it cannot put itself into the magazine well of the handgun. As you will see in this demonstration, no amount of time nor pressure can force this gun to load itself and shoot me. I put it under immense physical stress, emotional stress.
I said shoot me, maggot! You're worthless! You're nothing but a piece of metal and plastic! What are you gonna do about it? I said shoot me! Give me 33! Go ahead and load yourself and shoot me!
And psychological stress.
Oh, you know I will. Well, look what I got you for Christmas, in Trijicon size. Ha! Just kidding!
And never once did this gun tried to load itself and shoot me, and I gave it every opportunity. Therefore, as demonstrated, there is no evil in this gun. Outside of the hands of a living being, it's just a piece of metal and plastic, and is not capable of evil acts upon living beings.
Go on ahead. Shoot me, you piece of shit. Shoot me! Cycle around and jump up and shoot me. You won't shoot me? Fine. I'll make you shoot me. Here's an empty clip. Here's a round. Load yourself right now and put those rounds into me. Nothing. It did nothing. So as you can tell, we humans have to fire them. We have to put our hand and finger on the trigger to make the click, ching, boom happen. So tell me, after that demonstration, after that video, when was the last time that you have seen or heard of a firearm cycling around, jumping up off the table, off the box, off whatever, and fire at someone?
Nope.
Imagine that. Now, with us banning guns, well, that's kind of our, and actually is, one part of our Second Amendment, which is to bear arms. You might as well ban everything else. Like cars. They can kill people. They cause accidents. Hammers. They can be used to kill someone or cause really, really bad bodily injury. Fireworks. They can cause bodily injury, if not death. Spoons. Gouge somebody's eyeball. Stick in somebody's throat. You can kill somebody with a spoon. An ID card or a debit credit card, that can cause injury, so we might as well ban them. Keys, they can cause injuries, etc. I mean, heck, my 1-inch wrench here could hurt somebody, and if I hit them right, could kill someone. People don't need a gun or a firearm to kill people, because anything can be used as a weapon. It's not the weapon, but the motive of the people doing the crime. The firearm, the weapon, is nothing more than a mere tool. That's all they ever are. That's all they ever will be. It's the motivation that the person has of how they use that tool, or that firearm, which is a tool. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. Now, if y'all don't know what that was a preamble to this country's Constitution. Very first paragraph of a very important document. We, the people of the United States, has been translated in modern times as for the people, by the people, and of the people. The current government is not, and hasn't been for quite some time now, for the people, by the people, and of the people. They've been for themselves, of themselves, and nothing but themselves. Not the people. And because of that, they're infringing upon our rights. And that's the reason why they're not for us anymore. And what infringe means, or infringing, is to do something that does not obey or follow a rule, law, i.e. the Second Amendment, etc. Which is what the government is doing to us right now, to one of our most important rights, which is the Second Amendment. It's one of the main ones we need to support the rest of the rights. Now, I want to read off what the Second Amendment right is. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to take up and bear arms shall not be infringed. The Second Amendment right was never and will never be just about sporting or hunting or firearms. It's for everything. And as I just said, it's not just about firearms. It's about having the right as an American citizen to defend your life and liberty with any means. Knives, sticks, rocks, anything. Hammers, wrenches, anything we can use to defend ourselves is an arm. Now, let me break this down a little bit to you on those words that I emphasize the most on. That way you might be able to understand a little bit more about what the Second Amendment is. A regulated means to make rules or laws that control something, like who can have a firearm, which has already been in play for years now. Not what kind of firearms we can have. It doesn't matter what kind of firearm it is. It's our right that we are allowed to own it, given to us by the Bill of Rights. Militia means a group of people who are not a part of the armed forces of a country, which means civilians and veterans like myself, but are trained like soldiers. So basically what that first part means is we have to have basically a group of people that are armed, who are allowed to be armed with firearms to defend the country if something was to go wrong, i.e. an invasion. Restricting what kind of firearms we can have is an infringement upon our Second Amendment right. They've been infringing upon our rights ever since I can't even remember the act, I think the NFA Act. There was one way back when there were mafias going around with Thompson machine guns, and that was one where we couldn't own any more machine guns. That's an infringement upon our Second Amendment right. That's been around for decades now, even a century. It doesn't matter what a firearm is used for, because the Second Amendment covers all types of firearms, including a fully automatic rifles, which I just went over. And the Second Amendment not just only covers firearms, but other types of weapons as well. Knives, swords, axes, hammers, mace and chain, nunchucks, katanas, take your pick. It covers all of it. Now, because of this right, we can defend our country just with our militia, civilians, aka average gun owners, alone. On August 21st, 2015, Ammo Land put together some numbers to show which country has the largest armed forces, including our militia. So, what country has the largest standing army? Based on the data they gather, there are 12,700,000 armed U.S. men and women. Okay, remember that number. Now let's compare that number to some others. Based on the same data, China has the world's largest army with 2,333,000 frontline personnel. Now that's regular army. That's the Chinese Red Army. With the United States in second place with 1,400,000 frontline personnel. Now that is armies, actual armed forces. So 2,033,000 frontline personnel for China and 1,400,000 for the United States. Based on these numbers alone, our militia, just by number of people alone, 12,700,000. Not by how many guns they own. No matter. It doesn't matter how many pistols, shotguns, it doesn't matter. By numbers alone of people who are armed, who are honest, true, law-abiding citizens that have firearms, we can rearm with our militia alone the Chinese army almost 5.5 times over, and our own militia 9 times over. Because we are armed to the teeth, our militia, with the number of people that we have, our militia is the largest standing army in the world. We may not be a recognized armed forces, but if we had to be, we would be the world's largest. It's kind of half the reason why no other country will invade us. And the way the Commander-in-Chief of the Imperial Japanese Navy, Yamamoto, put it, he puts it perfectly, because it'd probably be pretty damn true. You cannot invade the mainland United States. There would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. That's because of our right to bear arms. So let's say China was going to try to invade us. They would probably get on the beach of California, and all of a sudden they see barrels lining the beach. They go, nope, we're good. We're going home now. Like I said, no other countries are going to invade us because of that right. They go, play nice, U.S. We like you people. Don't bite us. We won't bite you as long as you don't bite us. Capiche? There's no difference between a firearm at the store and a firearm that is owned. My firearm is still the same firearm as if it was on the shelf. Yeah, it's a little dinged up. Yeah, I've had it engraved. But it's still the same one as when it was bought at the store. Now, there's one thing to dispel, and I want to do this in a different video at a later date, but I just want to dispel this. An assault rifle or an assault weapon is a fully automatic weapon. Okay? You pull the trigger, and it lets off all the rounds in that magazine until there are none left. Whereas a semi-automatic weapon, you pull the trigger, it lets off one round, cycles the next one, you release the trigger, you pull again, fires, and does the same thing over and over and over again. So let's say you have the same pistol I do, which is Smith & Wesson 9mm. Hold 17 rounds. I have to pull the trigger 17 times before the magazine is empty. That's a semi-automatic. Same thing with an AR-15. You have to pull the trigger 30 times before that AR-15 is completely empty. It is not a fully automatic. It's not an assault rifle, it's not an automatic rifle. It's a semi-automatic rifle. But that's for a different video. It doesn't matter what the application of a firearm is for. It's still the same thing as when it was bought, like I just said. If it's a 9mm pistol on the shelf, it's still a 9mm pistol at home. If it's an AR-15 on the shelf, it's still an AR-15 at home. If it's a shotgun on the shelf, it's a shotgun at home. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Now, you're thinking because of all these laws and these points that I brought up, well, those laws are to stop criminals and protect us. That's the reason why we have all those acts, and that's the reason why they've restricted our guns and what we can have. No, those laws are to keep honest people honest. The criminals don't care nor give two shits about what the law says. They're going to disobey the law and get whatever firearm they want in whatever way they can. They won't stop just because the law says to. The law says, hey, yo, you there, yeah, you need to stop what you're doing, because I said so. Criminals are going to go, go blow. I don't care, I'm still going to do it. The laws are to keep honest people honest, kind of like how laws keep honest people honest. That's all the laws are for. Stricter gun control laws, actually, as well, do not lessen crimes. They cause more crimes. I wonder why. Now, for my last point in this video for infringing upon the Second Amendment is gun-free zones. Gun-free zones are technically infringing upon the Second Amendment. And the reason why I say this is because more lives, not only just more lives are lost in gun-free zones than are lost in non-gun-free zones, because we're told that we can't carry our firearm into like a movie theater or a bank or a post office. Some cases I can understand that, others not so much. And this is why I have a problem with gun-free zones, because they infringe upon our Second Amendment right. And the fact that lives are lost more than in non-gun-free zones than there are in gun-free zones. Now, the reason why I brought up this is because on October 9th of 2014, the Crime Prevention Research Center, or CPRC, released a revised report stating that from January of 2009 to July of 2014, 92% of all mass public shootings happened in a gun-free zone. I wonder why. There could have been less loss of life, or none at all, if honest citizens who own firearms were allowed to have their firearms on them. Gun-free zones, the criminals think, that's a gun-free zone. There's going to be a lot of people in there. I want to take my gun in there because I'm going to do bad, and I'm going to be able to kill a lot of people because none of them are going to have their guns on them. That's what a gun-free zone is. It allows criminals to kill more people, just with less resistance. And y'all are thinking now, oh well, rifles, we need to ban more rifles because rifles are used the most in mass public shootings and da-da-da-da-da. You could be any more wrong. And for the most part, rifles were used the most. In all actuality, pistols were used the most in public shootings. In all public shootings, 68% of them, pistols were used the most. Pistols are a hell of a lot easier to conceal. You can carry a lot more rounds for a pistol than you can a rifle or a shotgun. And you can pretty much put it anywhere and nobody would see it. The only time anybody would see it is via an x-ray machine or somebody to see just slipping in your pants or in the small of your back, whatever. That's the reason why pistols were used the most, because they're easier to conceal. With rifles only coming in second by being used 12% of the time in all public shootings. Next, 8% were shotguns, 4% were pistols and rifles used in the same shootings, and the last 4% were all three used in the same shootings. So, why are gun-free zones a bad idea? Because more people die in them than they are saved. Now these final statements are to the government. Stop banning our guns and restricting our rights to bear arms. It says in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights that our Second Amendment is not to be infringed on. We need less gun control and more gun promotion, because if we have more gun promotion, criminals won't know who the hell has a firearm. Therefore, crimes will go down, not up. Now, I will leave links in the description below to all my sources. That way you can go there yourselves. Go, oh hey, he did say the truth there. And I'll even indicate which pages or what parts I pulled from. That way y'all can go, okay, so this is where he pulled his info. Wow, whoa. He wasn't kidding. We the people need to stand together as one of the people of the United States for our rights and never let them go. The second we let them go, they're gone like that. We'll be fighting hell on earth to get them back. I'd rather not see that happen. Thank you for watching this. If you like this, please hit that like button down below. And if you want some more of this content, hit that subscribe button too for more firearm content. Thank you all again for watching. This is Jacob. Until next time, be safe, have fun, and throw some lead. Until next time. Jacob, signing off.
What happened?
So, yeah, me signing off. Post-production thoughts, we'll call it. As you can very well see, I am outside in a fairly thick coat. It's a little cold outside, as you can tell. The original recording session was done before the election happened. And since I didn't get it out before the election, I was thinking, let's throw on a little extra. Then, of course, I completely forgot. Dude, you did your sign-off, you did your usual motto. So yeah, that was a mess up on my part. I was originally planning on having this done before the election. Well, of course it didn't happen. Needless to say, we all know what the election came out to be. Trump won, which is a good thing for all of us law-abiding citizens. Them recounting the votes is a little bogus in my opinion. I believe they should just leave it alone. The people voted. We wanted Trump. We got done with it. Needless to say, either way the election went, my message is still the same to the government. Stop banning our guns and stop restricting our rights. The way that I see it, me personally, the way I see it, the best analogy that I can come up with is that the Bill of Rights, an equivalency, is like Starfleet's prime directives. Starfleet has a set amount of rules that by no means are you in any situation allowed to break. Okay, the Starfleet prime directives are basically the same thing as the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights is the United States of America's prime directives. Those are rules that you're not to break. Government's broken them. So, yeah, my message is still the same. And the video's message is still the same. People need to be made aware of what's going on and also what the Second Amendment's about. Since this is still pretty heated for everybody across the country. There's also one other thing, kind of like a news announcement type deal, we'll call it. And yes, it is really cold outside. You can't really see it, but anyways. There is some changes happening to the Gun Right 92 channel. As I have mentioned before, it's not just me that's going to be operating the channel or be doing things on this channel. Yes, I'm pretty much director of it all. Video editor, director, yes, that's me. I will remain as such. But I will not be solely putting out or doing recordings. If you guys remember Cole from the group shoot video, him and I have talked and we've come up with a couple of ideas, and we have a couple more people that we want to bring on board, but I haven't had a chance, actually, not me personally, has not had a chance to actually sit down with everybody and go, okay, hey, let's throw out some other content for you guys at home. So that's something that we're going to be working on. We have a couple ideas already between Cole and I of what we want to put out. So all we got to do is just get everybody together, sit down, and go, okay, what do you want to do? We've got all this room to grow, and right now we're only using this little amount, like that much of our capabilities, we'll call it, to put out products, or not product, content is the correct word. So that is one thing that I wish to rectify. So what I'm planning on doing is one of these days, here soon, I want to sit down with everybody when we all got a day off from our normal lives, which we all work. We don't just have free time galore on our hands. We work like everybody else does. We work, we pay our bills, we do things with our family and our friends. We're still regular human beings. We're just here also as well on the internet to provide you guys with entertainment and also with enlightening content. We have, between Cole and I, we came up with some ideas of doing like a history and other weapons as well. Like I said, we're going to be in the introduction video for the channel. Like I said, I'm aiming for us to be a completely different channel. We may look like other gun channels, but I don't want us to be like other gun channels. And the premise is to do things that not every other gun channel will do. So that's another thing that we're going to be working on. And maybe also get y'all's look at y'all's comments like I plan on doing from the start and going, okay, they want to see this. Well, let's figure out a way to do this. But we also have to make it to where we can make it through our daily lives as well, because we're doing this all based off of our own paychecks. We got nobody else funding us. This is strictly us running the show, paying for everything to make everything work right. So soon, hopefully sooner than later, we'll be able to go, okay, y'all want us to do this? Well, we need a little help to get supplies that we actually need in order to make this happen. That's another idea that I have in my head that I want to be spitballing to the rest of the group. So we are planning, as well as I, are planning to get y'all different types of content. That way y'all have a little bit more of a variety to watch. Maybe y'all don't want to watch the group chat videos or watch something like a political playlist. That's okay. We'll have other content for you to watch. We'll have those other playlists. That way you don't get entirely bored. Let's say, okay, they haven't put out a group shoot video in a while. What else do they have? Oh, wait, here we go. And boom. That's my hope. And I'll be sitting down with everybody else, and we're going to be working on a game plan. We plan on bringing on board a couple of people. Cole is pretty much already on board. We're thinking of bringing on his brother, Ron, and Chance. And we're also thinking about bringing on Cole's fiance. No update on that part. And having her do some spiels as well. This will not be strictly me talking. Yes, I may be doing all the editing and putting it out on the web, but it's not just me doing the work, and that's my plan. That's my hope, is have other people on board to where not only am I doing my recordings, but everybody else is also doing their own recordings. And frankly, I don't think y'all want to see my ugly smug every freaking video. So, that is my hope. That's kind of like the news announcement type update theme, whatever the hell you want to call this. But when it comes to this Second Amendment video, the message is still the same. And I hope that you all learned from it and get it out there. Show your friends, show your co-workers, send them links, whatever. Get the message out there to everybody, not just those who own guns, but to those who don't. And it'd be kind of funny to see people who don't own guns comment on this video, because frankly, those who don't own guns, well, let me rephrase this. Those who are against guns need to learn real fast that it's part of our Second Amendment right, which is like what I said. It's the United States of America's prime directive. It's our set of rules that we are not allowed to break. And them wanting to take away our guns is breaking that rule, breaking that law. So they kind of need to be made aware of that in the Second Amendment. It says that our right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I know I'm emphasizing on that point a lot, but it's there for a reason. When this country was born, that clause, that sentence was put there for a reason. So that in case something goes awry and our government turns into a tyrannical government, we're able to go, nope, we've had enough, and take our country back. So, I've rambled on long enough. And frankly, it's a little cold outside. So, once again, this is Jacob. Until next time, be safe, have fun, and throw some lead. Until next time, this is Jacob, signing off.